This is Darren Hunter from Inspired Growth Training. We're with Stephen Rozenberg, who is the broker and also leading the business development of Empire Industries based in Houston and also in Dallas in Texas. Now, Steve, you've got what we believe the fastest growing property management business in Texas right now. So congratulations.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it.
Now, Steve, if you just be able to help us, you used a BDM coach in your business. Can you tell us about the days back, if you can remember way back when? What was it like when you didn't have a BDM coach? What was going on?
Well, the challenge with not having a coach, is you rely upon yourself and your skills to train a BDM or to do them yourself. And I think the challenge we all have is when you're in the heat of battle, when you're running a company, when you're the BDM, when you're doing this, it's hard to step out and step back and look at things objectively. And so the benefit of having a coach is twofold. Number one, you are held accountable to someone that basically you are being forced to get things done and answer to someone, first of all. And second of all, you're having someone else look at things from a different perspective that sometimes us in the heat of battle of running a company, owning a company, or even just being a BDM, we don't necessarily always see that. So it's really good to kind of keep you on track and keep you heading in the right direction so that you don't, run out of steam or just kind of go crazy running in circles, not understanding what's wrong.
Yeah. And so what were some of the numbers do you remember that you were putting on before you had a BDM coach?
Well, I remember when I was doing it myself, I think the first year or second year or something, I think I did about 177 properties, which was a good number. But the problem is they were not necessarily always good properties. So the four walls and a roof, I was taking anyone I could because I was just happy getting doors. Well, then when I hired a BDM and the BDM came in, it wasn't the same emotional tie to just get four walls and a roof. They were getting paid based on those doors. So all of a sudden the door numbers dropped because they're being more selective in who they take on. So obviously the numbers dropped. So I'm going to say it was in the mid hundreds, low hundreds, which, we were doing a lot of marketing, a lot of things, but the BDM, I don't have the time to train my BDM. So it's one of those things that you kind of hope and pray that they do this and they learn this, but there's no accountability. You're just hoping things get done without any structure or training, which is really not fair to the BDM themselves. So that was one of the things that I noticed was that what I know and what they know, I've gone through years of coaching and years of training. I can't assume that person has done all those things or is going to be as consistent with all those things when you hand it off to someone else. And that's always the challenge when you get an employee.
So at that time, you employed a BDM coach to do the things that you were unable to do with your BDM. And I do remember, I think you had Kelly on at the time. That was your BDM. So when you brought in, the BDM coach, I remember at that time it was actually Dennis. What sort of differences did that coaching make to Kelly's numbers, to the BDM numbers?
Well, what happened is it made her accountable to someone on a weekly basis. And that's really the key for me, was that there was somebody that was, I would ask, how are the numbers? What's going on? But I was off doing something else before she even answered, because I'm running a company and you're juggling 15 things and you don't have the time and the ability. And what I have learned over the years is whenever there's something that's a problem in your company, when you get someone that's specifically putting eyes on that problem, all of a sudden the problem goes away. It's kind of like you respect what you inspect. And so what I found is when Dennis was doing it, bringing Dennis in, and Dennis actually putting direct eyes on the accountability and the productivity of our BDM, things started getting better because we were getting better priced doors, coming along with new ideas, consistent training. And these are just things that when you're running a company, you can't do. So the fact that we had someone specifically putting eyes on that, you can't measure that in anything except for the fact of what the numbers are telling you and what the revenue tells you.
Yeah, well done. So look, you've obviously taken on a lot more coaching since then. What's sort of the numbers that you guys doing now?
Well, last year we closed 361 management agreements. This year we're tracking 500. So we're doing anywhere between 40 and 50 doors per month. We opened up Dallas and Fort Worth, and we're going to be opening up Austin, Texas, and some other cities very shortly. So, with us, what's so nice is, and with having a coach, you don't have that time to double back, especially when you start hiring, because if you don't have the structure and the ability to train the new people, in the flying world, they just say it takes you to the crash site quicker. You just fail quicker if you don't have those people. So having a bunch of leads coming in, sending your BDM off to get doors doesn't help if they don't know what to say. They don't know how to talk to clients. They don't know how to follow up. And, we've learned that is the key to the growth or the failure of a company. So for us, having a coach and being coached and living that really has paid dividends, because I know people that are our age, our company's 5 years old, and we are almost at 900 properties, all organically grown. There's people that are 20, 30 years old, and they're saying, how do you do it? And the only variable is that we have a coach. And we explain to them, it's because we're coached. And they say, oh, that can't be it. It's like, there is no other reason. It's because we listen to what our coach says. And I would say the one biggest challenge I think people have when they get coached, they hire the coach, but then they don't listen to what the coach says. And it's like, why would you spend the money hiring a coach knowing that they've done it? I mean, Dennis has closed, 900 doors in 4 years? I mean, that's amazing. I saw, 80-something doors in a month. Why would you not listen to him and his knowledge and his skills and the people that he's trained and he's put in place to help scale? Why wouldn't you do that? It's like what do you call it? Macca's, McDonald's. It's the proven method. It works. Just follow the method. Don't mess with the sauce,
Well done, Steve. Thank you so much. Some great insight there. And we're absolutely at awe of what you're creating there in Texas. And we really look forward to seeing what you build out of that. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Talk to you later, Darren.